Chitab kolenjin atochin mising en kebeberta nebo oeng nebo tetutiet nebo ikwenyi emet nito tetutiet neitun kila kwaeng kasi ngeten ketesiet nebo KASS TV ako ole kamwaun komakiwong logoiwekab emet kemiten oliep studio ak tondenyon ako betutab rani keng'ololi kotinygei ak beek noto ko kit nebo kamanut mising en sobet nebo kipkosobe ako kit kora netiengei kipkosobe en yeiset ak kora kaunset ako ma kipkosobe inendet ko tiong'ik ko boisien mising beek ako en kipkosobe komokyingei mising beek chetililen ak kemoche keng'alalen noto en koskoleng'utab rani en tetutiet nebo ikwenyi emet kemiten ak tondenyon inendet ko naat ko David Wangui inendet ko ng'omutyot nebo ng'alek chebo beek mising ko kotililetab beek ako inendet kora kobunu kampunit agenge naat ko Aquasol Technology Limited ako kimoche kong'ololwech inendet akobo kamanutiet nebo nyorunetab beek chetililen ak kora ortinwek chekimuch keboisien kechikil beek ak kora kitilil beek asikomuch kekirinda koimutik anan mionwogik cheimuch kong'em chametabgei nebo kipkosobe. Amache ketaach inendet David, karibu sana kwenye studio za KASS TV.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, and I was just introducing the topic of tonight's show about the importance of access to clean water, the strides that have been made in terms of water testing, water purification, the technologies that are around right now, and we'll be discussing each of those points as we progress with our discussion. And just as we kick off, and we appreciate your time coming here, let's just begin with your journey on a personal level in terms of how did you enter this space of water, clean water, the wash, subsector. What inspired you to join this space?
Thank you so much, Victor. First of all, let me allow me to just show my appreciation for having me tonight. I'm very excited to be here to talk about water. My name is David Wangui.
Sure.
I'm a wash expert, so that is water and sanitation expert. I have a background in water engineering. I graduated in Moi, and it has been a journey being in the water sector, working in different sectors, including the Ministry of Water. I've also worked in different sectors, including irrigation, and currently I'm now working as a project manager at a company called Aquasol Technology Limited. So the company is a water treatment company. So all the way from supply to irrigation and now to water treatment. So that has been a synopsis of my journey, and I'm so glad to be here. Yeah.
Thank you for that, for sharing that with us. And I was thinking just before the show how opportune this discussion is, because just a week ago in Eldoret there was an incident where a truck that was transporting, I think it was paint or something, some chemicals, it overturned and poured all these chemicals into a nearby river, you see. And what the authorities did was to caution everybody around to try to abstain from using the water from that river. And it got me thinking that, water is not a localized resource. It's something that crosses boundaries. The water that got contaminated in Eldoret definitely found its way downstream to other neighboring counties, even 10 counties down the line, wherever the river passes and crosses. And that just begs the question, like the conversation around clean water. Why is it so crucial at this point?
Well, thank you so much. I believe water is a basic need to everyone.
Yeah.
And we all need water to survive. So as a company, we believe that access to clean water should not be a privilege, but a right for all. That's why we are very passionate in terms of ensuring that we bring this access to people and also to communities around. So in regards to the question that you have asked, when it comes to water pollution, it is rampant and it is everywhere. you'll find that even agricultural activities that you normally do on daily basis, by use of fertilizers, by also use of chemicals in our farms, all that chemicals get washed away, and at the end of the day it ends up in our water sources, that is the rivers. So it is very crucial to have and to let the public know that water pollution is a very bad crisis, and before you take a cup of water, you should be able to know that that water is safe for drinking. So when it comes to water quality, you cannot be able to know the water quality by just looking at it. So that is why it is very, very key in terms of knowing that the water you're drinking is safe for drinking. Yes.
Okay, now before even we tackle some of these misconceptions that people have, that you know, so long as they can hold up a glass to the light and I don't see any impurities, I can safely assume that that water is clean. When it comes to the problem of water in Kenya specifically, what are some of the, let's say, negative impacts that humans consuming contaminated water could have? What are some of the main areas that could be affected?
So drinking contaminated water directly affects our health. Actually, according to WHO, the leading waterborne causes are directly caused by the water that we normally drink. These diseases like diarrhea, cholera, typhoid, those are direct diseases that we can acquire from drinking contaminated water. And what does that do? It strains our resources in terms of spending it in our health facilities by taking care of the sick, and at the same time spending more resources to find the medication to cure these diseases. When also it comes to other sectors like education sectors, let's say children going to school, they're exposed to this contaminated water. So you find that these kids will have to stop going to school and have to go to hospital, and therefore you find that this breaks their access to education. So during this time that they are very sick, so you find that their education in their future is at risk when they are exposed to contaminated water. At the same time, as a country, the government has done a lot in terms of providing resources in different sectors, but especially if waterborne diseases such as cholera and typhoid occur, you find that resources that would have been spent in different sectors have to be spent in the health sector to cater and to take care of those who fall sick, and to also to mitigate the causes of this kind of waterborne diseases. So it's something that really needs to be checked in every sector. And you mentioned about schools and education. I mean, schools are just an example of these large institutions, and we have many of them. We have schools, we have prisons, we have, you know, secondary schools, primary schools, schools of higher education. And the problem or the danger, I believe, lies in the fact that you find hundreds or thousands of learners being confined into one space. And if just one of them contracts one of these diseases, the likelihood of that disease spreading to the rest of the population is very high. And I mean, if a school has 1,000 students and one student contaminates the water source, I mean, what are we looking at? What should heads of institutions or government do? Because when these things happen, they are not isolated, they can spread. Yeah, in that regard, you find that in case maybe a water source, let's say the school gets water from a tank, and the water from that tank gets contaminated, and maybe it has pollutants or contaminants such as bacteria that may lead to typhoid, you find that everyone who will directly consume that water will be directly affected and will likely fall sick. So institutions, they have a role to ensure that they are providing clean and safe drinking water to the students, and also to the workforce or all the work staff that are in that institution. So even in our workplaces, even in institutions, so you find that institutions are mandated to ensure that they provide safe drinking water to their staff. They should not provide water that might pose a risk to them or to their health. So each and every person in institutions, in communities, they have that responsibility to ensure that the water that is being consumed by those around it is safe and will not lead to diseases such as cholera and typhoid. Yeah.
And of course now coming to safety and going back to the earlier point you had touched on about the misconceptions that people have, as well as challenges, because maybe you can start with challenges that people face as they try to access clean, safe drinking water. What are some of the challenges that you have noticed as you have worked across this wash sector?
Yeah, so in the water sector, there are a lot of challenges. One especially is to access. So access means that you are able to easily get a glass of or a cup of water when you need it. But you find that there are people out there who have to go for very long distances to actually be able to get not even safe water, just water.
Any water?
Yes, just any water. There are women and girls in semi-arid areas that have to walk more than 10 kilometers to actually get that water. It might not be safe, but at the end of the day you find that they have no alternative and they are forced to just fetch water and consume it just as it is. So that is one of the challenges. And then another challenge is pollution. As I earlier mentioned, that pollution is an enigma that is affecting water. You find that the use of chemicals and fertilizers in our farms, you find that also industries, and a good example is the Nairobi River here. You find that industries are disposing their waste in these rivers, and at the end of the day it makes the water very dangerous, and that you cannot touch that water. So pollution is also a very key challenge when it comes to water treatment. So another key factor is, you can say, the methods of water treatment. So you find that treating water is not an easy task, especially if water has, let's say, contaminants such as chemicals, fluorides that are already dissolved in water. So you find that it is very costly, and access to these resources to ensure that you have water treatment systems is also a big challenge in the water sector. So that is why you find that the government has to work hand in hand with NGOs and also private sector to ensure that we try to bring access to clean and safe water to everyone, because this is it will take our effort and our contribution and our teamwork to ensure that access to clean and safe water is available for everyone. Yes.
Now, many people have this idea that rainwater is the best water in terms of the purity and the safety of that water. And whenever it rains, people fetch specific for drinking. Then the rest of the water from rivers can be used for cleaning. But I don't know, is that a misconception that people have?
Well, I would say, even myself, when I was growing up, I used to always trust what we call rainwater. But for you to be sure that rainwater is 100% safe, the only way to be sure is through testing. That is the only way that you can be sure that this water is safe. So there are parameters that are given by the WHO and Kenya Accreditation Service, that is KASS, that water has to meet in order to be considered safe. So as I earlier said, the only sure way of saying that this water is safe is through testing. And that is, it has to meet those parameters to be able to be considered safe. So rainwater, when it comes to its quality, it is, I would say this quality is much better compared to other water sources, including boreholes, because it has less likeliness of having dissolved chemicals in it. But at the same time, it can have other chemicals. You've ever heard of acid rain?
Yes.
So acid rain it happens when sulfur or sulfur dioxide in the atmosphere, or that is exposed in the atmosphere, mixes with the rain or those precipitation before it rains. So now when the rain is coming, it comes already contaminated with sulfur dioxide.
Yes.
So you find that you would have trusted the water, but due to air pollution and presence of sulfur in the atmosphere, that water becomes not safe. Not safe for drinking. So it is not always that rainwater has to be 100% safe in terms of drinking. Yeah.
And now, maybe one question that, because now if we cannot trust or fully trust rainwater to be safe for drinking, what are some of the ways that the small, families, because now maybe some of these systems that people can use, first of all, for testing. Personally, I have not come across, a testing system that is affordable, easily accessible, that someone can use, because probably it's too costly to access, or just people lack knowledge about how to access them. But apart from, this rainwater, people also sometimes just fetch water from taps, especially in the villages. Probably in towns like major urban centers like Nairobi, water that you fetch from a tap might have been purified, treated by, for instance, Nairobi Water. They have a treatment plant somewhere, they supply the water already, has passed through some process. But in the villages where there are local water projects, there may not be sufficient funding for treatment. So people just dig boreholes, they get big tanks, they store water, then they disperse the water to residents. Is there a possibility for people to access mechanisms for testing this water? So
currently in Kenya, water testing is normally left for approved labs or laboratory that are government approved. You find that the government has regulated this to ensure that it is not everyone who is allowed just to do any water testing. But that does not also restrict you for having simple tests at home. So there are other portable ways that you can actually be able to test in terms of virus presence. There are portable kits out there that you can purchase and be able to test that. But you find that in terms of affordability of these kits is quite, it's not easily affordable to each and everyone. So those communities who are in marginalized communities. So when it comes to those contaminants, so there are very basic ways that you can be able to at least prevent instances of falling sick from water that is contaminated. And this boils down to the available contaminants in that water. So maybe before we can say which method to use, we can maybe digest and say there are 3 different pollutants in water. One is biological contaminants. These are the viruses, the bacteria. These are the disease-causing organisms. So that when you take, you might get cholera, typhoid, and all that. Then we have physical contaminants. So physical contaminants is a contaminant that you can directly see with your eye, or some might make the water appear cloudy or dirty. So that is something that is physical. So there are other contaminants that are already dissolved in water. This includes like fluoride, sodium, and all different chemical contaminants that are dissolved in water. You cannot directly see them with the naked eye. And you have to subject the water for a lab test to be able to understand if this water has high levels of fluoride, sodium, and all that. So, but for biological contaminants, it is very easy to control them. So growing up, you find that we used to boil water. We used to be advised that we need to boil water. So boiling water is one of water treatment method that actually is able to control what we call biological contaminants.
Okay.
So the viruses and the bacteria will
they
die.
cannot survive the heat.
Yes, they cannot survive the heat. So that is one of the basic ways that people out there in their homes, they can actually be able to do effectively and be able to control the biological contaminants. But when it comes to chemical contaminants, they are quite hard to remove.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you, because like you said, for the longest time, people have been advised to always boil drinking water. And my question was going to be, is it still the ultimate, way of purifying water? But now, as you were explaining, it can only do so much, in terms, especially in terms of the biological contaminants. Yeah,
it can only kill the biological contaminants. So the viruses and the bacteria are the ones that can be controlled by boiling.
Okay.
So harmful chemicals, let's say fluoride, there are other arsenic metals like lead that may lead to cancer if you consume that water continuously. So you find that these contaminants, they cannot be removed by boiling.
Okay.
So you have to use advanced filtration systems that can be able to remove these contaminants, and you find that these advanced filtration systems, they're not very affordable. So out there you find there are systems that we call reverse osmosis systems that are able to remove these contaminants.
Okay.
But you find that these treatment methods, they are costly, and they also rely on energy. Like you have to have electricity to be able to run such a system. So so
and at that point, you are only looking to purify water for one household.
Yeah. So you find that water treatment has been quite a costly procedure, but as a company, we are trying to come in to bring solutions that are sustainable. Like for example, our systems, we are trying to ensure that they are solar powered. You find that our water treatment system, they are solar powered, eliminating the need of a community or an institution or a household to rely on electricity. So like our system can be able to be deployed in remote areas.
So long as there is sunlight?
So long as there is sunlight, you can be able to treat your water.
Okay, before we delve further into the solutions that you have developed, maybe we could just finish up with the idea of testing, because you've touched about testing, the importance of testing quite a bit. Why is it that important for anyone who is looking to consume water, even institutions or households, if they can access such systems? Why is it so important to test this water? Well,
testing is the only sure way of having certainty that your water is safe. That is the only sure way that you can be able to be 100% sure that it is safe. Testing, it helps curb or prevent what we call spread of diseases. If you test a water and you find that it has maybe bacteria and viruses, you'll be able to control and prevent people from consuming that water, and thereby you'll be able to prevent multiplication of these viruses and others, prevent causing illnesses to people who will be consuming this.
Okay.
So it is very key for institutions and also for communities to ensure that they regularly do water testing, to ensure that they curb this spread, and at the same time they can be able to avoid a disaster. Well, they normally say prevention is better than cure. So when you test, you'll be able to know that this water is not safe for drinking. There are chemicals that can lead to long-term illnesses. There are chemicals that that can be able to even lead to cancer eventually when you continually consume that water. So it is very crucial, if you note that before people continue to take in water regularly, so that this long-term health effect can be avoided. Ensuring that this water has been treated properly before now it can be able to be consumed by the public.
Maybe you can just expand a bit more on the signs. You had touched on something like water being cloudy such stuff. What are some of the other ways that people can use to, even with the naked eye, or using their senses, to kind of detect that the water they are probably about to consume, or they are looking to consume, may not be the best water for them? What are some of these things that they can use to tell?
So there are three key parameters that you look. That is the color, the taste, and the smell or the odor. So those are the three key senses that you can physically tell if your water is safe. Well, it is normally said that water should be colorless. So when you give water a look, it should be clear. So that means that it is free from at least physical contaminants and turbidity causing pollutants. So at the same time, your water should not have a smell.
Okay.
So if you take a cup of water and when you're drinking you feel that it has a very funny smell, that means that your water is likely not safe, because water should not have any kind of smell. So that odor should at least be able to tell you that that water is not safe. Well, another thing that is not really advisable but you can also tell is the taste. So you find that the water may have a very funny taste. Well, you find that there's some water that might be a little bit salty, but they are not that harmful, but they are funny taste, but you might take and you feel that maybe that water has a bitter taste.
Yeah.
So that bitter taste is likely telling you that there are dissolved chemicals that are likely to make the water very unsafe. So those are the key three parameters that you can look at to be able to tell if water is safe or not. Yeah.
Okay. Now we can proceed to the solutions part now.
Yeah.
Because we have established, the importance of ensuring access. We have touched on the effects of consuming contaminated water, how people can tell whether the water they are consuming is good for them or not. But now we shift to solutions, practical solutions that, especially institutions, because those are places where a single incidence of an infection can be devastating. Institutions, homes, industries, what are some of the steps that they can take to ensure that, the water they are consuming is actually safe for consumption?
Yeah. So there are different methods that one can use in terms of ensuring that you treat water and make it safe for drinking. And these methods are basically guided by the contaminants that are present in that water.
Okay.
So there are methods that are able to remove some contaminants, and as I earlier said, that there are methods that are not able to remove some contaminants. So institutions such as schools, universities, they're supposed to ensure that they get their water from trusted sources that have undergone what we call a water quality test to be able to guarantee that that water is safe for drinking. So even water service providers in our counties, because water is a devolved function, so you find that even those water providers, they have to ensure that the water that they are distributing to the masses is safe for drinking. So it has to undergo what we call water lab testing and analysis to ensure that before they release that water to the public, it meets the standards for consumption. So also institutions, they have also like an added responsibility to ensure that when the water is being distributed, let's say from point A to point B, there's likeliness of that water getting contaminated along the way.
Yeah,
you might find that maybe the pipe has broken, or the pipe that they have used has a lot of rust, or it absorbing lead, so making the water unsafe, even if the water was initially treated, making it unsafe. So they have a responsibility to ensuring that the distribution and the storage of that water before it is being distributed to maybe students or the public, it is safe So they have to ensure that they are continually testing that water. This is to avert issues or instances of causing outbreaks of cholera and typhoid just by drinking contaminated water. So institutions have that responsibility to ensure that at least every person is drinking safe water that is not likely going to make them sick.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Before we move to the technology that is available at the moment, we are going to take a very short break. When we come back, we delve a bit deeper into the solutions that you, as an organization, have developed and are now, putting out to the market. But that will be something we are going to talk about in just a few after I come back from the break. All right. Arajitab kolenji nato ko David Wangui nendet ko ngamutiot nebo ngalek chetinye ga peek ago ngololi agobo kamanutiet nebo keger ile koboisien kipkosobe peek chetililen asimuch keter mionwogik cheimuch konam kipkosobe yeboisien peek chematililen agebendi kimunye kasarta nenwach ibatelegele tetutiet nebo ikweny emet ngeten ketesiet nebo KASS TV weksen matyan ketestai ak ngalalenyo. Itaga chitap kolin ketesta ak tetutiet nebo ikweny emet ketesta ngololi ak tondanyon David Wangui nenet komutiot nebo ngalekab peek awinet kora koboisie kamari nebo Aquasol technology. David, we had just started talking about solutions, water treatment or filtration solutions. That falls into the wider, basket of technology. The world is moving, technology is evolving every other time. How has the technology, modern technology, impacted how people, how institutions, how governments approach water treatment?
So when it comes to water treatment, there are what we call mass water treatment that is normally done by water service providers such as in the counties or the city council. So they normally do this in mass, or let's say they treat water from a river. So you find that they are able to do it in large scale and be able to supply it to at least a large group of number, a town or a city. So let's say like Nairobi Water Service. So that is one form of treatment. But that one is only measured on fresh water that is readily available in the rivers.
Okay.
So, but when it comes to other forms of water, let's say salty water from the boreholes and from the wells, the government doesn't really focus more on doing the treatment for that, because it eventually comes to cost and scaling. You find that they might not be able to do it to only serve a few number of people or a small group of people in a community. So eventually you find that people who are not connected to the tap, they might now end up having to take water that is contaminated, maybe from wells, from boreholes. And that is where now public, the private sectors and NGOs come in to at least be able to ensure that even if you're not connected to a water supply system or a water service system, you are able to access clean and safe drinking water. So as a company, that is where we try to come and at least ensure that we are helping people who are not connected to fresh water, safe water from municipal county have that access, because there are a lot of people, more than 50%, who are not connected to that service. And they are really having a challenge when accessing it. So, and when they are taking water, they are taking water that is not treated or has not been treated. And therefore, we need to provide a solution that directly reaches uko mashinani, where you find that there is no tap. So also in semi-arid areas, let's say like Ukambani, Northeastern, those areas, they don't have like rivers that they can sustain their water source or the public. So you find that they have to like do wells and boreholes. So these boreholes and wells have to also be safe. So that's why we come in as a company to ensure that we treat, we develop water treatment systems that can be able to treat water from different sources. May it be a river, may it be a well, may it be a borehole. Even if the water is salty, you need to have a water treatment system that is able to remove all that salt and all that chemicals. You find that water, especially for boreholes that are along the Rift Valley, because of that Rift Valley, it has a lot of volcanic soils and high levels of fluoride. So fluoride is a contaminant that is not safe for drinking. And you find that most likely when you do water testing for boreholes, you will most likely have to find that there are high levels of fluoride. So it is not, you can do a borehole, but at the end of the day, you find that that water cannot be directly consumed, and it needs treatment. So as a company, we come in to bridge that gap to ensure that every available water source, at least it is treated, and that is able to create access to those people who are relying on that water source. Yes. And
so what are some of the specific solutions or you know, that you have that people can, you know, seek out and probably make use of?
Yes. So our technology, or the technology that we normally use, is harnessing technologies that are able to act on different contaminants. Our systems, it is able to like desalinate. Let's say your water is salty. Our system has capability to remove salts from water. It is also able to remove these chemicals and all biological contaminants, making your water very safe for drinking. So we have also developed a technology that is able to run on solar. So this creates sustainability and eliminates the need of someone having to be connected to electricity. So you don't have to have electricity in a specific place for you to get clean and safe drinking water. So we are also using solar to promote sustainability, because at the end of the day, solar is going to be there throughout. So it is a sustainable source of energy. We're also moving away from we're also creating sustainability in terms of ensuring that solar energy is clean energy. Ensuring that we are achieving what we call sustainable development goods by the World Organization, ensuring that our world is moving towards clean energy and avoiding the use of non-renewable sources of energy. So also creating access to water is also a sustainable development goals that we are trying as a company to push for, ensuring that at least by Vision 2030 we are able to have at least done an impact that can be counted as an impact that has been able to let millions of Kenyans and Africans across the world have access to clean and safe drinking water. Our systems are able to be deployed in any location, so they are not limited to a specific location. These systems are portable. It is something that comes in like a container. You can just place it outside there, and that system will be able to withstand any weather condition. So they are very metallic sturdy units that you can be able to deploy in any location. These units can be deployed in like schools. They can also be deployed in areas, let's say healthcare facilities that do not have access to clean and safe water. Can also be used by corporates and also institutions. We've also provided these solutions to industries who want to provide safe drinking water for their staff, ensuring that also the processes that need clean, safe water, maybe for making beverage or food stuff, they are able to have that clean and safe water through our machine.
And probably someone you know is watching right now, and they are heading an institution like a school, and they are asking themselves, okay, this sounds nice, but you know, it all boils down to the cost implication. You know, for instance, let's say a school that has 1,000 students.
Yeah.
What is the typical, I mean, I assume they come in varying sizes or something?
Yeah.
What is the typical model that can be deployed in like a school and the cost implication for that?
Yes. So we have systems that are able to give output of between 3,000 up to 10,000 liters a day. So those systems are large enough to be able to be used by institution with a population between 100 up to 5,000 people. So there are systems that can be able to have a great impact in terms of providing access to clean and safe drinking water. So let's say for a school, we can have just one unit that is able to provide clean and safe drinking water for the entire school. So this system can be able to run on solar and at the same time have a lifespan of more than 20 years. So it is a system that is steady and it is a long-lasting system. When it comes to cost, you find that water treatment systems, especially those that are able to remove chemical contaminants, they are not well cheap to develop.
Yeah.
So that's why as a company we try to work together with civil societies. So like Aquasol is a member of what we call KASS, and also an active member of UN Global Compact that champions sustainability and also champions access to clean and safe water. So we try to work with these institutions to provide models or funding sources for schools that maybe are not able to afford these machines. So we work also with NGOs and corporates and CSR programs that are able to like come in and be able to like purchase these units on behalf of vulnerable communities and institutions that may not be cannot afford such units. So CSR programs have also played a big role in terms of providing such solution to schools. And they also have a big impact. You find that when you install this one unit in one school, it is able to serve 1,000 or more kids, and that's a very big impact to us and also to CSR programs or corporates that push for CSR programs in different sectors in education and in water. So also working together with NGOs, it has also made people it has also created that affordability to people, because at least they are able to sponsor and also provide these units for these communities or institutions that are in dire need of access to clean and safe drinking water. Yeah.
And in major urban areas, there's this business that has really come up in recent years, the one for purified water.
Yeah.
In all estates, you'll find a shop selling purified water.
Yeah.
I don't know the kind of system those people use, but maybe you can shed light on, is it possible for a business person to adopt your technology? Yeah.
So thank you so much. So actually our systems are able to purify water and get a quality that is WHO standard, and also it is KASS approved. So the system will provide water that you can actually bottle. We've been working with youth groups actually who have taken these units, and they've been using it to actually bottle their water. So like they just take the unit and they go purify the water, and now they act as a distributor of purified clean water. So this water meets all the standards, and we actually help them in terms of acquiring what we call KEB standards and KEB stickers, yes, and certification, ensuring, because our systems are trusted and also are ISO certified, so ensuring that the quality of water from those systems meets all the standards. And youth group have been using it as a business venture to actually uplift themselves and find employment. So you find that they bottle the water, at the same time they also supply the local kiosk, especially in urban areas. So you find that those refilling points in urban areas, they don't have actually a water treatment system. So they are normally supplied by person who has a water treatment system.
Okay,
So like our system has been used to supply now refilling to those now refilling points.
Okay.
So in urban areas, most of them, they don't have like the
because I was
treatment
thinking
system.
this is not so cheap.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make, you know, very obvious business sense to have a small shop with probably 100 or 50 clients per day and all that investment. So now that you have, you know, kind of explained that they actually get supplied by people now who have invested in the water purification. Yeah,
so they get supplied from water treatment agents now who now either sells the water to them either in liter, either per shilling. They can sell it like 5 shilling per liter. Now they package it and sell it either 10 shillings or 20 shillings a liter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, as a company, because I assume people in the water purification or clean, you know, the clean water technology space, there are quite a number.
Yeah.
But what is it that sets you apart? What is it that you're doing differently? So
we are driven by a slogan that access to clean water should no longer be a privilege, but a right for all. So we are a company that cares, and therefore, as I earlier mentioned, we are a company that is trying to bring in the issue of access, even to remote areas and to communities that are not able to even afford this kind of water treatment systems. We ensure that we work with the different corporates, NGOs, to try and find funding that can be able to come actually and be able to sponsor this kind of project for schools, for healthcare facilities, for communities that are in dire need. So we are not just a profit-based company. We are a company that is targeting to bring change. We are a company that is ready to sacrifice its effort and its resources to ensure that we bring a change, and we ensure that lady or that woman who spends 2-3 hours going for more than 5 kilometers to get clean and safe water can get the water just near their community. So we are also a company that is driven by sustainability, by ensuring that our system are solar powered. It's quite rare to find such systems in Kenya. Actually, we are the pioneer in terms of having this kind of system here, so that are purely solar powered, making it possible to be deployed in any location, and also ensuring that even remote areas can have this kind of technology and can also be able to help a lot of people. We are also employing technologies that are energy efficient. So we use a technology normally called nanotechnology. Nanotechnology is a technology that is energy efficient, and at the same time, it is a technology that ensures that your water is not only safe, but also helpful to your body. You find that there are what we call minerals in water. So there are systems that treat water and remove all the minerals, important minerals in water. But our system, it is designed in such a way that it will leave behind important minerals such as calcium, like magnesium, that is very vital in terms of helping your body fight diseases, and also improving your fighting diseases mechanism, or immunity. So system that is able to ensure that not only you are getting safe water, but water that is able to help your body. So those are kind of systems that we invest in, and we on daily basis improve on delivering to Kenyans out there.
That's impressive. Impressive that your system can distinguish between harmful chemicals and, you know, important minerals that are essential to the human body. But as we even look towards winding up this discussion, water and solutions to the water problems, it's something that cannot be done by a single entity. It's something that has to be done collaboratively. And in that, what would you say are the roles? Because now we have players like yourselves, we have the civil society, we have the government, which is perhaps the biggest, you know, player. we have the communities, the people who consume, the end consumers of water.
Yeah.
What are the roles that each of these need to play to ensure that the security of the water, the safety, the cleanliness of the water that is being consumed is of a quality that is not harmful but beneficial to the consumer?
Yes. So water sector is a sector that is actually having more stakeholders than any other sectors out there, because water sector is directly connected to environment. It is also directly connected to irrigation and also health care sector and education. So water sector is a very wide area, and it has a lot of stakeholders. So the primary one is the government at the national level, where we have the ministry that plays a vital role in terms of supporting water projects out there, and also at least formulating policies that are able to drive and protect our water resources. Yeah. Then we have water resource authorities like WRA that is responsible ensuring that before you can even do a borehole, you are supposed to like get a permit. Okay. Ensure that you do not deplete the underground water sources, because eventually if you have a lot of boreholes dug haphazardly without control, you will eventually deplete underground sources of water. Then we have other stakeholders like NEMA. NEMA plays a very key role in terms of ensuring that industries and companies, they do not pollute water sources. Yeah. Yes, so like freshwater sources like rivers, the NEMA plays a very key role in ensuring that these companies they do not in any way pollute the environment or affect let's say environment by encroaching in these water catchment areas. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, when it comes to the private sector and also companies, they have a role to ensure that whenever they are using chemicals, these chemicals do not end up in our water sources. So as companies, they are supposed to either dispose their waste properly, ensure that they don't channel them into rivers. Yeah.
Okay, and I'm guessing as the consumer of the water, as a person, individuals, it's upon you to put your well-being first. Try as much as possible to eliminate the risks by trying to maybe boil water, try to maybe access bottled water and such stuff. Right now, when you look 10-15 years in the future, where do you see Africa or Kenya? Let's come to Kenya. Where do you see the situation in terms of clean water access?
So when it comes to clean water, it's actually a very key important sector in terms of ensuring that our country is moving towards sustainability, and at the same time moving towards being a developed country. So our president has a very ambitious goals of making Kenya a developed country, and this in turn means that we have to have enough safe water for everyone. We do not want to have a country that is suffering or have challenges of access to clean and safe water. So I believe that we need to collaborate in terms of working together with the government, working together with the private sector, also the NGOs and the civil societies. We need to pull our resources together. Even institutions that have CSR programs, they need to embrace projects that are directly related to ensuring that access to clean and safe water is available for all. So it's a collaborative effort that we need to put in. We cannot just leave it to one sector. Let's say we cannot just say the government needs to provide this, because due to limited resources and all that, you find that we can only win this when you work together. So in the next 15 years, I believe that more will be done. Even when it comes to organizations trying to create awareness, we've been having what we call expos that try to showcase different water treatment systems and technologies that have been upcoming. So maybe to mention, there's an upcoming expo on December 16th at KASS. Okay. You can visit there and at least come to learn more about water sector, understand the key roles of every stakeholder that is there, so that you can be able to appreciate effort and the gap that is there, and you can see which role you can take towards ensuring that clean water and clean safe water is accessible to everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for the invite. We'll of course try to attend and follow up on this matter. But as we finish, just a minute or two, your final word to our viewers, because whatever it is that we are discussing here, it has a direct impact on their well-being. So what is it that you can tell our viewers about water safety and of course the actions that they can take today?
So water safety, I believe this is directly more of a personal responsibility, trying to ensure that you take water that you are sure at least it is clean and safe. So out there, maybe you might be having water and you're not sure if it is safe or not. Maybe what you can do is try to take an initiative of taking your water for testing, so that you can be sure that that water is safe, so that it may have contaminants that may lead to long-term illnesses, like cancer and other diseases. So it is good that you embrace what we call testing of water. At the same time, if you have fresh water water sources that you directly consume, it is also very highly advisable. You can also do water treatment at home. Let's say you can just boil your water, ensure that it is boiled before drinking. This is actually a very good way of ensuring that you control waterborne diseases such as cholera and typhoid. So that is basic knowledge that we were taught in our basic school, that we need to at least always ensure we drink boiled water. It was a way of ensuring that children are able to even learn when they are young, that they need to take responsibility to ensuring that at least they boil water to control such instances of diseases.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, David, for helping to dissect this very important issue about clean water, and of course for the work that Aquasol is doing in this endeavor to make clean, safe water accessible to the masses. And of course to our viewers, you have told them that safety starts with them. They need to be aware, take action, and of course everything they can reach out to Aquasol. Maybe the website and of course.
Yes, you can directly go to internet and search Aquasol Technology Limited. You will find our website, and also you will find our contact there. Also in our social medias, you can find us at LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter and TikTok. We are Aquasol Technology Limited. So you can always find us, contact us, and we always have a solution for each and every one.
All right. Thank you very much, David, for your time.
Thank you so much, Victor.
Hope to see you again soon.
Sure.
To discuss more about water, clean water. Chitap Kalenjin nata ko David Wangui nenet kunga motiot ne bangalega beek chetililen ago inet korogono kamuni ba Aquasol Technology Limited kamuni tinyege aga manguneta musangnatet nata ne geboisien nen katililetab beek asikomuch kekirinda tuguk cheboto kerichek anan chemicals semiten beek agemuri yekamuch konyor biikab emet beek chetililen agot Chitap Kalenjin yoto likitukchini tetutiet nebo betutab rani en ikwenye emet agoi wikit nenyone. Senyor tetutiet age neunito kora nebo ikwenye emet kobun KASS TV en studio ko miten ak akane Victor Korir kimagon kembout nekararan.